Why are we afraid to say that's not our image? That's not our image. Let's keep going. Joel chapter 3, look at verse 1. Y'all there? For behold, in those days, what days? Oh, he must be talking about the last days. Let's see if he's talking about the last days. In that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Oh, he's talking about bringing back the people that were scattered. I said bringing back the people that were scattered. I said he's talking about bringing back people that were scattered. Are we still scattered? Well, then he's talking about these are the last days. It's talking about we're going to be bringing back the people that were scattered. I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So the judgment you think is coming, you don't know why it's coming. They told you the judgment was coming just for sin. Just because people are living unrighteous. No, the judgment that's really coming is because of what they have done to God's people, to his descendants, to Israel. Are y'all there? Now, how in the world is those people over in Israel, if he's talking about people that are scattered? Israel is scattered and blind. Don't know who they are. Come on, y'all. Y'all got to deal with this. What you got to ask yourself is why these Bible teachers are not telling you. Because they in on the lie. That's part of white supremacy. That's how they kept you from knowing who you was. They didn't tell you. There's people who you trusted. When you read them commentaries and them scholarly books and Darby and Schofield and them people who and the Gideons and all these people that translated the Bible and then commented on it. Why didn't they tell you who the Bible was talking about? Because they was a part of the white supremacy to keep you thinking that God wasn't talking about black folk in this Bible. When the whole goal, now how is it that these people had the original scrolls, translated them, and did not get the point that Moses went down in Egypt and hid in Pharaoh's house? When you know Pharaoh was black people. Why? Now it seemed like the scholars would have at least brought that point out. Let's go further. How is it when the Christ is born, he starts to run again from the Edomites, Herod and them, but he runs down into Egypt? How is a white boy going to go in Egypt and hide? But the scholars who translated and commentated that, why didn't they bring that issue out? What about when a time when the people have mistaken Paul for an Egyptian? It's telling you the Bible is all about black people. See, do you see what I'm saying? So the conspiracy, remember I said as the nations came together and said, we're going to cut them off from being the people. So there's a conspiracy right there. The Bible called it a confederacy. So the conspiracy goes into books, language, teaching, knowledge. All of that was a conspiracy to keep you from. So if you really want to be honest, history is about you. Because it's all about nobody telling you, keeping away from you who you are. Look, how I said this other day, how hard would it be to keep you bamboozled for 400 some years? What a great conspiracy that is. When the Bible's talking about you. I wish my father would have heard this word before he died. I wish he would have heard. I think he might have been on some of this stuff, but he just went too far into the way without understanding Christ. But I wish he would have understood that. The Bible's talking about us. That's liberating within itself. So we must go back and hold accountable the translators. I got a lot of Bible. I got a lot of Bible commentaries, and I've never seen them. You know what they won't deal with? They won't deal with race. You notice that they'll give you names, but they won't deal with who's who. They won't. They give you the old ancient names without giving you the modern names, as if these people disappeared. That's why when you find out who Esau is, they didn't disappear. Don't you know they won't talk about Esau? Because in the Apocrypha, Baruch says Esau is the end of the world. That means Esau will be ruling at the end of the world. Jacob is him that comes after. So that lets you know that Jacob is going to rule after Esau. Why don't they want to talk about that? Because who's ruling? Well, that should tell you who Esau is. So if they ruling, they couldn't be on God's side. I'm trying to show y'all the confederacy, the conspiracy to keep you hidden. And you going to church and you're hearing what you think is the Bible, but they're not connecting scripture with historical fact. They teaching you metaphors about God and good sayings and stories, but they never telling you this is a historical book. And once you understand the history, you start finding out who you are. But they don't care really if you know who you are. They don't want you to know who they are.